Hi, this is Darren Lombard, and I am a Los Angeles area recording artist, music producer, and live performance artist. Here today to talk about a very important subject matter with regards to learning how to become a better musician, which is developing a good sense of rhythm and timing. Over the years, I've had the great fortune to be able to audition other guitarists and vocalists for various different musical projects that I've worked on over the years, and while I've encountered musicians with great technique, actually, unfortunately their timing isn't really what it could have been, and that's a shame because in my experience as a live performance artist, the audience can be relatively forgiving of a missed note here and there, but if the timing is off, then that is something that they are going to notice right away and not in the way that a performer would prefer. And there are plenty of other videos on the web about developing a good pitch, knowing of all of your notes, scales, and chords, as well as techniques on how to play musical instruments, the physical characteristics associated with stringed instruments, playing piano, and so forth. And I wanted to do something a little bit different today because I personally regard it as the most important aspect of being a good musician. And so let's get started. First thing is, a lot of musicians, they learn a couple of different things. They learn their scales and they learn how to play that scale against a metronome, sort of like this. But what it is that I want you to do is be your own metronome. Drummers are pretty good at this because they have to be. In some cases they play with a click track, but if there's timing changes, the song starts and stops, or there's, it slows down at the end, so-called RIT is written in the sheet music, then they have to be pretty good at timing unto themselves. And like a conductor, they'll do a pretty good job of giving you a count off. 1, 2, 3, and go. They'll click together their drumsticks in order to signal when the song is about to start. For vocalists, it gets a little bit easier. Typically, the music is already playing and some sort of an introduction, and then the singer is in their mind counting along so that they know when to start singing. Right? And they're not doing it by counting out loud. They're not standing there on stage going 1, 2, 3, 4. You never see anybody do that. They're doing all of the counting in their head. And so there's two important aspects to being able to be good at that. One is maintaining a steady rhythm that doesn't speed up, it doesn't slow down, it's steady. So just like how the metronome in this digital piano will maintain a steady count, you want to be able to do that yourself on your own. Now, the second thing that you have to be good at is knowing what number each of those beats is, a so-called count. So for this, I'll talk a little bit about time signatures. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of musical theory. I'm just going to explain that there's a few different time signatures out there because some songs are in common time, like what you just heard, so-called 4/4 timing, 4 beats in a measure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Each one of those beats is a so-called quarter note because it's 1/4 of the measure. Other songs are in 6/8 timing, like a lot of classical pieces. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A similar timing signature, which is often found in like a tango or waltzes, is 3/4 timing, which is 3 beats in a measure. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. There's also 2/2 timing and various others. The most important thing, however, is to be able to identify the time signature that you're listening to and always at all times know where the 1 is. That's the emphasis note that starts that bar, that measure, right? And so my favorite way of explaining how to do that is you don't even need a musical instrument to do it. You don't need a metronome. As a matter of fact, you shouldn't practice with one. You should get good at developing your own steady beat just with a finger snap. And what you want to be able to do is count it out silently. Listen to this. How many beats was that? If you can tell me that that was 2 counts of 4 beats, then you're on the right track. Now, another way that you can practice this, which is quite fun, is to put on your favorite music. Listen to your favorite song and try to find the one. Listen as closely as you can for that emphasis portion of the music and start counting 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. At first out loud, but then eventually in your mind. Listen to the music silently. And then, while you're listening in your mind, think 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. A lot of musicians, they learn scales. You know, I've been playing them so far. The C major scale. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And then down again. C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C. Alright, I want you to forget about that and actually think in terms of numbers. I want you to be counting that. And again, eschew the metronome for the time being. You are going to be the metronome. And so, instead of going C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, use numbers. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do it up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, the reason why you want to go up and down using numbers instead of notes is because one of the bad habits that I noticed a lot of musicians start off with is mapping the beat to notes or chords. And this is not a good habit to develop for a lot of different reasons. What if, for example, there's a key change and we're now in D major? What if you have to harmonize with it and you have to go to the major third of the E major chord? This is E major. You're going to sing G sharp or A flat. Right? So you can't be thinking about the notes as far as when to start singing, because that's going to change depending on what's going on in the song. Instead, you have to be thinking about when to start singing that. Let's say I'm supposed to start singing A flat or G sharp on the 4, right? I sung the A flat or the G sharp on the 4 before going to the E on the 1. If you're not counting, you don't know when to do that. You might miss it. Whoa, what did I just do? I was off. You heard that, right? And so, in order to avoid that, you're counting. Before I go, just wanted to mention that I also have my own band. It's called Starfire. Check out the official website at starfiremusic.com for the CDs, DVDs, and live performance information for our band. This has been Darren Lombard speaking, and I hope that you have enjoyed this video.